honey, wax much?
Girls' clubs are filled with secrets.
Things in the movie don't always turn out the way you think they're going. Oh, I've said too much.
To the pins and the sisterhood.
These girls are best friends forever.
There's so many things that they understand about each other and relate to each other about.
Don't ever be afraid. We are enough.
And they help each other when times are tough.
I think it really showed just the human spirit in so many ways.
Girls' clubs, on this episode of Books into Film.
Life doesn't always turn out to be your fantasy. That's why you need friendships that are real to get you through it all.
The foundation of any girls' club is friendship.
We have common things that we understand. We understand the change in our bodies. We understand the change in our lives. And we need other women around to share that with.
What happens is it's complete trust. It's kind of like what's talked about in our club stays in our club, and everyone adheres to that.
How often do you guys have sex?
Sex and the City is about a New York girls' club with a tell-all approach to talking about sex.
Sex and the City taught us about girl talk that nothing is off limits. That women will talk about anything that goes on behind the bedroom door, the good, the bad, and the ugly. They're perfectly willing to spill the dirt on that kind of stuff, probably more so than men.
It validated young women's sexual experiences by allowing them to speak openly about it without feeling that, oh, every man in the world wants a virgin.
Jesus, honey, wax much? Let me make you a spa appointment. Any thicker and you won't be able to find it. People just come up with the most extraordinary things, how this show has affected their lives and their families' lives.
We love these characters, and obviously there were people who were committed to them and connected to them.
Trust me, the subtext of that text, bootay.
Carrie Bradshaw is a character who writes a weekly column about the sexual adventures of her girls' club.
The column really is about sexual politics, gender politics, and the intimate way that women share their stories and their lives with one another.
Carrie Bradshaw is kind of interesting because she's a complete fashionista. She hangs out in the trendiest spots. She drinks vodka, and she wears shoes, lots and lots of shoes.
Writer Candace Bushnell is the real-life Carrie Bradshaw.
When Candace Bushnell first moved to New York in the 1970s, she became a fixture of New York's sort of swinging cosmopolitan nightlife scene, and she in particular became a fixture at Studio 54, the decadent, controversial, very elitist club that's so legendary from those days.
In 1994, the New York Observer comes along and says, why don't you have such an interesting life, why don't you write about your own life? And so she, after 5 columns, she gets a book deal for Sex and the City.
She took her life and she wrote about it. That's a very brave thing to do.
Bushnell's book hit the stands in 1996. 2 years later, the TV series Sex and the City began a 6-year run on HBO.
For the very first time, there was a program on television that dealt with things that women secretly love: shoes, fashion, clothes. The conversations that happen among 4 close friends, where they talk about everything.
Hey, Mark.
Fans were ecstatic when the original cast was reunited for Sex and the City, the movie, in 2008.
We didn't think this movie was going to happen for a long time, so I think anything can happen. And I have faith in our fans. I mean, this movie's happening because of the commitment of our fans.
The theoretical was delightful, but the actual having done it has been nothing short of a dream, really, truly.
The only 2 choices for women, witch and sexy kitten.
Oh, you just said a mouthful there, sister.
The girls' club of Carrie, Samantha, Miranda, and Charlotte pick up where they left off 4 years earlier.
It's a real privilege to step into a project and kind of get to do it our way, simply because you know these people already.
And action.
The most memorable and popular male character in Sex and the City is Mr. Big. Right? Says it all.
Oh, Mr. Big. I may have a hot flash just thinking about him.
Welcome home, baby.
Carrie and Mr. Big are reconciled, and they buy a beautiful penthouse apartment that she just loves, and they've moved in together, and they decide to get married.
Should we get you a diamond?
No, just get me a really big closet.
Isn't it nice to know that we don't have to, pursue conflict diamonds anymore? You could just have to build a closet.
I'm pregnant. Oh my God! Hi.
Charlotte has come quite a ways from the TV series into the movie. She's quite settled in her life. She's got an adopted daughter, but she's a little worried still about, can this perfect life go on?
Compared to her friends, I think she feels guilty that like she's gotten the things that she really, really dreamed of.
All right, I'm jealous.
Oh, thanks.
You live in real estate heaven, and I live in Brooklyn.
Miranda's living in Brooklyn with Steve, and she's having a really stressful time managing her job with her family life.
Manhattan is the place where all these women have always lived, right? The epicenter of New York, but a lot of people are moving to Brooklyn now from Manhattan, and you know, Miranda has a beautiful brownstone with a yard and stuff, but she's not very happy about it.
You know me. I don't really believe in marriage. Now, Botox, on the other hand, that works every time.
Poor old Samantha, she's happily ensconced, kind of, with her latest boyfriend, but she's discovering as she gets older that that's not the route to happiness for her.
Things in the movie don't always turn out the way you think they're going. Oh, I've said too much.
Storylines from the book had already been used in the TV series, so the filmmakers created a new plot for the movie.
The secrecy was a big deal. I mean, from the minute I wrote it, from the minute I started handing the scripts around to people, everybody that got a script had their name burned into the pages so that no scripts could just be thrown around or given to the press.
It's been difficult because from day one, shooting outdoors in New York City, I mean, it's not like a rural environment.
When we filmed the scene where Carrie's in the wedding gown, there were 500 people. And they stayed behind the bullhorns, and our first AD would say, okay, everybody take your pictures now.
Take all your pictures now.
And they would all take their pictures, and then she'd say, okay, now everybody be quiet. And they would, and then they would applaud at the end.
The show, when we did it on HBO, when it ended 4 years ago, it was a show on cable, and now it's gone global. So we had fans from New York City and almost all over the world cheering us on.
The movie took this New York story to a whole new level.
There's an amazing step up in every aspect with the movie. The story is bigger, the sets are bigger, and the clothes are bigger than ever. I mean, there's over 300 outfits in this movie. I mean, Carrie alone has 81 changes.
The shoes are thrilling and great eye candy, as are the clothes and the bags and the purses and the hairstyles. But the movie, ultimately, I really think you can't hang your hat on that. It's got to be about this idea of forgiveness and love and pursuing it the way you feel best about yourself.
Sex and the City shows us how friendship makes independent women even stronger.
Underneath all of the frivolity and underneath all of the glitz and the glamour that is New York, they're dealing with their own lives and with loss and pain and anguish, just as if they were four ordinary housewives in any small town anywhere in the country.
They say nothing lasts forever. Dreams change, trends come and go, but friendships never go out of style.
When we return, a girls' club that breaks through racial barriers.
It seemed, because of how far we've come, it seemed like, oh, that was a lifetime ago. And it's only like 40, 50 years ago.
Don't ever be afraid. We are enough.
The Secret Life of Bees is a story about a girls' club that sticks together during a dark time in the southern U.S.
A young white girl, Lily, runs away with her black caregiver and friend. They're both escaping some pretty horrible things in their lives. And they end up in a small town. They have an address in a small town with these three women who are beekeepers.
Well, the timeline of the movie, of course, is the 1964 and the civil rights movement in the States. It was a time of extraordinary tension and violence.
It seemed, because of how far we've come, it seemed like, oh, that was a lifetime ago. And it's only like 40, 50 years ago.
In the story, the women are just like similar to the bees. They have to be tough as nails, but also there's this huge warmth and caring and giving side to them.
Author Sue Monk Kidd grew up in the Deep South, in a house with bees in the walls.
The whole wall would hum. So this is a vivid part of my memory. Then, many years later, when I decided to write fiction, that memory came back to me.
She actually had a writing teacher tell her that it wasn't good enough to be made into a novel. But this larger concept kept staying with her, kept nagging at her. She really wanted to turn it into a novel. Finally, she had this literary agent that said, "You must turn this into a novel," which she did.
The Secret Life of Bees was published in 2002 and sold over 3 million copies. 6 years later, Kid's story became a movie.
I was able to read the script and give them my 2 cents. And they were very gracious about it, asking for my thoughts and insights about it all, and even took some of my advice.
Action! I wanted to stay true to the vision of the book, so the hardest thing was what don't I put in, because there's so many great things.
It was all Gina Prince Bythewood who wrote this script and directed, and she really did a great job of adapting my novel.
Don't go getting your hopes up, all right?
I got nowhere else to go.
Dakota Fanning plays Lily, a teenage girl who runs away from home to learn about her dead mother.
When we filmed this, my character, she turns 14 in the movie, and I turned 14 on the last day of filming, so it was like the perfect timing. I love you, Miss Rosaline.
Jennifer Hudson plays the poor housekeeper, Rosaline, who runs away with Lily.
I really went deep into it to learn, to morph into the character, and I really wanted to go back into that time.
In the book, Rosaline is more like a mother figure to Lily, whereas in the movie, Rosaline, played by Jennifer Hudson, is sort of more, she's closer to the same age as Lily, and they're more like friends than a mother-daughter relationship.
I'm Lily, and this is Rosaline. We need a place to stay.
Rosaline and Lily travel to a place where her dead mother once felt safe. It turns out to be a bee farm run by 3 sisters.
The way that they owned their own business and really were, had their own community in a way, and the way that people really banded together so much. I think it really showed just the human spirit in so many ways.
You see, the world's really just one big bee yard. The same rules work in both places.
They teach Rosaline and Lily how to be a community, how to be part of a community, how to protect each other, how to love each other, how to be close like the bees are in their hive.
The girls' club is threatened when people in the nearby town find out Lily is seeing a black boy named Zachary Taylor.
Hey, boy! Get him out! Get your hands off me!
This is the time of Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. Cassius Clay changes his name to Muhammad Ali. This was a very heated time between the races.
If you were an African-American man, you looked at a white woman, you stood a chance of being lynched. You stood a chance of being set upon by a mob and killed in the streets.
I just didn't realize that things were to that extent, that hateful and that bad.
The era it's in, what it said about the women that we're portraying, I thought was really interesting and perhaps hadn't been done before.
The actresses had to learn all about bees to make the movie.
There you go. Good job. I got almost every one of them that time. I'm just looking at that right in there.
We went to a bee school, and we learned how to be beekeepers, I guess, and it was a really, really fun experience.
Be calm and gentle and move slow, just slow, easy movements with the bees.
Poor Queen Latifah, they had tried using, digital bees, and it just wasn't working, so they had to use real bees, and of course, Queen Latifah had to deal with them with no hood, no gloves, and she said at one point that of all the stunts she'd ever done, this was the most terrifying.
Everybody just got along so well. We all clicked, and so to fall into sisterhood and friendship, in the film was easy because we kind of did it on and off set.
We were all sisters, absolutely. Off set, sometimes we get together and we eat. We try to go somewhere. We all love the beach. There was the beach very close by. We really loved that.
The best thing about it, I think, probably was when Sue Monk Kidd came on the set, and she wrote the book, and she was in love with everything that she was seeing. And so, that means a lot, because people hold their books to a certain standard. So to bring it to screen and have her be happy with it, that was enough for me.
For her to come there and be with her family there and to really be able to watch it develop as it went, that was an incredible feeling. I think she was just as much in awe of everything as we were.
It was amazing to get to talk to her. She is such an incredible, incredible writer, and I just feel so truly lucky to have been able to portray her character, on the screen.
Keep it down. I'm practicing.
Come over here, you're gonna get wet.
Oh, damn it to hell!
The Secret Life of Bees is a story of profound friendship that empowers a small group of women.
The women protect each other like the bees in a hive. You can physically see the sisters gather around. You can see them gathering and being a united front against what they perceive to be an external threat.
The central themes of the story are redemption, love, tolerance, and healing. And of course, there's also the background of the racial tension and what was going on in the southern states.
It was really a special experience to get to learn about that and to get to kind of immortalize that time period on screen. So my generation and generations to come that maybe don't know or didn't grow up around stories about that will always remember.
Send the bees love. Every little thing wants to be loved.
When we return, a girls' club zips up.
It's not about the pants at all. It's about the friendships and this strong bond that the pants represent.
You think that a pair of jeans that fits all three of you is going to fit all of this?
The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants is about a teenage girls' club whose members take turns wearing a pair of magical jeans.
I've loved the idea of clothing having kind of a transformational power. Clothing kind of holding magic, holding memories.
Jeans are an interesting metaphor for life. I mean, they're like jeans. You never lose them, right? You wear them for years. They fit you. They change. As you change, they change. They're like a good old unconditional love friend.
We're all very different, and we're not all the same even body type. So I mean, the fact that they fit all of us is sort of just symbolic.
Taking something that seems to be, the most unique thing about everybody and making it a similar, kind of a similar trait really emphasizes that even the things that seem, or even the people who seem the furthest away from you can sometimes understand, some of your deepest experiences.
The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants was written by Anne Brashares. It was her first novel.
The pants actually started through a conversation with a friend and a woman I used to work with who told me that she had shared a pair of pants with some friends and that they had fit each of them, which was kind of an amazing idea.
Brashares' book was published in 2001 and became a New York Times bestseller. Hollywood jumped at the coming-of-age story.
As we developed the script and prepared the film, the readership for this book grew by leaps and bounds, and literally by the time we were in the middle of filming it, we sort of collectively woke up to realize that, wow, there's like a giant and devoted and readership for this book.
I know so many young women in their 20s who read these books, are very familiar with the books, and are so connected to them.
It's so strange to have these ideas that are sort of small and in your head, and then, large and public and visual and shared.
This summer, we'll share them equally, and they'll travel among us.
In Traveling Pants, 4 friends share a pair of jeans during their first summer apart.
They all go off into different places for the summer. So what they decide to do is, because they think it's going to bring them luck, each one gets to wear them for a week. At the end of each week, they'll FedEx them on to the next one. And this keeps going all summer long.
I think they represent the friendship that we share. I mean, we're all in these 4 different places, and once we have the jeans with us, we have a bit of home.
Just because you're geographically separated does not mean that you're apart from your friends, from your close women friends, because the pants are doing the traveling.
Look, I have my own friends. Even though they left me here to rot this summer.
Tibby is stuck at home all by herself, stocking shelves at a discount store, not happy.
Oh. Your daddy has told me so much about you.
Carmen's going to see her father. Her mother and father are divorced, so she doesn't see him all that much. And she's really disappointed when she sees him because she finds out he's marrying into this new family.
Pick it up!
Hi.
Hi.
I play forward.
So I've noticed.
Bridget is spending the summer in Baja, Mexico at a soccer camp where she is clearly the most talented soccer player on the team. And she's also, as it turns out, the most needy.
They told you, didn't they?
You think this is funny? Our grandparents hate each other.
Lena goes to Greece to visit her family members. She falls for a boy there, only to have her grandparents tell her that she's forbidden from seeing the guy because their two families have been in this age-old feud.
My storyline's kind of like a summer romance, and it's sort of like a light storyline compared to the other girls, because the other girls' stories have a lot of emotional weight.
How about the swims? You try them on.
To bring the actresses together, the director sent them shopping.
There's a very important scene. It's the first scene where you see the girls find the pants and they're shopping. And Ken, the director, really wanted it to feel natural in every aspect, and so wanted us to kind of have that physical experience of shopping with each other.
They're gonna try to make 4 girls like go shopping together. Like, we were gonna do that anyway, and then they just gave us money, and we were like, okay, like that's fine, that works for us.
Pants? Check. Junk food? Oh, wow. Check.
Brashares wrote 3 more Traveling Pants books. Their plots were combined in 2008's The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants 2.
The girls are a couple of years older. They're all at college now, very different colleges, and they're facing, of course, more grown-up problems.
One of them faces a scare about pregnancy, and she's conflicted about whether or not she actually loves this young man. They're facing loss and rejection.
I suck at relationships. Should have been a guy.
Nah, a guy wouldn't worry about sucking at relationships.
Maintaining all 4 storylines and making sure that each character had its own time and had its own growth in the journey. I mean, that's the challenge.
Rhythm. They'll make you brave.
The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants shows us how friendship evolves as we grow up.
It's not about the pants at all. It's about the friendships and this strong bond that the pants represent.
I know some adults who have seen it, and they've said that it makes them nostalgic for a time when their friendships were so intense and so important to them when they were, coming of age.
You develop a group of friends when you're a young person, and if you're really lucky, you keep them for the rest of your life.
I just think friendships surprise you all the time, and the people who are there for you in moments that you can't predict surprise you, and then you realize, oh wow, this is a special friendship.
Whether they're New York socialites, beekeepers from the South, or high school sophomores, they all rely on a girls' club.
Everybody in one way or another has kind of experienced what these girls go through.
For women and girls, it's a chance to see their stories put forward, and so they can recognize something and understand more about themselves.
Whether you are a young girl or an old woman, you need members of your own gender. You need friends. You need people who will love you unconditionally.
To the pants and the sisterhood together and the rest of our lives.